Hey, this is Warner Workman, Sergeant Major John Chapter, Sons of the American Revolution. Guys, I'm always trying to make my float presentation, my mobile dioramas, bigger, better, stronger, faster all the time. You know, I'm a big Walt Disney fan. And, man, he just had such an incredibly creative mind. I try to follow, some of the crap he does, right? Anyway, and so what I have back here in the back, if you can see it, now I've had this naval cannon for a long time, and but now I'm working on getting a cannonball to come out of it, right? So that's my first instantiation. I'm just trying to get, figure out, what it needs to look like, things like that. I'm going to have to add some smoke, white, gray smoke, maybe some red flame to that. And my other thing is this right here. So if you've ever heard of the phrase, freezing the balls off a brass monkey, that is a naval term, my understanding, right? And we have our chapter president is a Navy guy, so he told me I'm going to go with it. But he said this was, just, in the mid-1800s or whatever, you'd have cannonballs made of whatever, iron, and then you'd have the holder here that was made of brass. And what would happen is, normally that fit tight, and you really never had, let me see if I can get my hand there, you didn't have an issue of the ball staying on, and for whatever reason, they called that brass monkey, right? Well, when it got cold, the metal contracted differently, right, at different rates, and the cannonballs would fall off, right? And so this is, the brass here, not really brass, but the brass here was the brass monkey, and these was the balls. And so when you hear somebody say, freeze the balls off a brass monkey, that's what they're talking about. So I included that on my mobile diorama, added a little thingy over here as well, right? The cannonball coming out. Now, the other thing I did is I removed the railing over here, right? I felt like the parade, or the Liberty Bell was somewhat obscured by the railing. So initially I was going to raise the Liberty Bell up some, and I thought, no, don't, bonehead, why don't you lower it? What it really makes as well is it makes it a lot easier for people to get up on the float base as well. Because we have a lot of people take selfies and stuff like that on it. And now, it used to be you just sort of got on in this little crack here, and this little crack here. Now you can sort of get on anywhere. I did it in the back as well. Here's the back. I did it on the back, and I think that exposes the Statue of Liberty better. It sort of highlights her a little bit better. I have to leave this post here because there's actually a flag there, But anyway, I wanted to let y'all guys know. I know I get a lot of comments and queries about the float, because it's actually pretty cool, There's my, right here, my Resolute desk, right? I just have it there for transportation purposes. But anyway, so, that's what I'm doing this weekend. It's really one of the few weekends that our chapter is just, like, as far as I know, simply not doing anything. I'm glad. Anyway, sort of like this little thingy. Let me know what you think about, freezing the balls off a brass monkey and my little projectile coming out. As always, God bless.